Yes, Paige, this, you summed it up. This is like a meeting that could have been an email. That's exactly it. I'm so done. Yeah.
Nerf this!
Lots of excitement. Everyone's excited.
Talk about this, and it's been even longer since we've been in this position where we have people playing a development build of Overwatch. Like, people in the public are doing that right now, and it's so fun to watch.
Do they mean just the streamers and the supposedly XQC already leaked all of that from the beta build that's not public yet?
And the first is to always be delivering regular content to the game. And
okay.
And keeping it feeling fresh.
Like new heroes and new maps,
and the second value,
or even just balance changes would be great. Just stuff that makes it more interesting.
It's Blizzard shares, and it's to release a game when we feel like it's ready. When we feel like it's great, and so you take those two values, and then in light of the team kind of choosing this strategy to focus on Overwatch 2.
Okay. So you let Overwatch 1 die to focus on Overwatch 2. That's fine.
Let's just get Overwatch 2 out as fast as we possibly can, so that we can start supporting the live game some more. But before we actually think it's ready, that it goes against everything that
patch everything into one game and keep developing like most games have done for the last 10 years. They went for a big secondary release to try and bring life back into the game, so you gotta go all or nothing if you're doing a second release that's on a completely different engine.
Is a way for us to start addressing this problem. I love this company. There's so many talented people here. I've been working here almost 20 years, and one of the reasons that I'm here is because I feel like when Blizzard releases a game, it's going to be great. It's going to be amazing, and that it's also going to have a high level of support to it. And so I think.
So they're acknowledging they dropped the ball in Overwatch.
Away from each other is our way of addressing all of that, keeping those core values at the same time. And still being able to deliver an amazing experience for Overwatch 2.
Yeah, and I think the feedback to that strategic move has been overarchingly very, very positive. And overall, it's just
31,000 viewers. Wow.
Everything which has been shared.
Good to see interest.
From you guys last week. But there has been a big communication drought in Overwatch in the past. So how will your team ensure that things will be different now? Like, how frequent?
So far, this has been just a big PR stunt.
Communication update.
This isn't interesting. This is just PR nonsense. I want content. I want to see new stuff.
Didn't do as good of a job over the last several months in communicating as we wanted to was as we were sort of making.
How about you start communicating now by telling us what you're doing instead of just saying sorry? All just baseline PR. Come on, no one really cares. Just give us the game. Give us cool stuff. Show us the results. This is all just talk. All this is just talk unless we see cool stuff. Or maybe explain design decisions. Explain what's going on in some way, not just this is all just still setup still. And the ability to have a dog. No one came here to hear you talk about the business and defining terms. Just show us what you're actually doing. We'll decide whether or not that's a living game or a live service anymore. Right? This sounds like some pitch for a Kickstarter right now. But I know it's more than that. They're just not really hitting that. So just the stuff that we expect from a game we want to play, right? The things that'll keep a player base interested. Yes, that's your job. You're game designers. It's the game dev team. This is It's like some corporate message of like, we're gonna do what's best for our customers, and we love our customers and have everyone's best interests in mind. It just doesn't mean anything yet. I wanna see. We're not here to talk about the past. We're here to talk about the future. Overwatch 2 is the future. Some of the best things they did were the stupid content creator experimental patches. Just do that every couple of weeks and let people. It's not at a great spot. Exactly. People want changes. Okay. What are you gonna say about that?
When we were releasing more heroes to the game,
Uh-huh.
that wasn't really the problem.
No, that was the point. We wanted that. Yes.
Different strategies that were happening.
Yes.
There was just enough
So.
being added to the game.
Yeah.
That,
What's the point, though?
Felt like this living experience,
Okay, good.
Thing that people would react to.
That's why we all
And then
played the
there's
game.
other types of content in there too. Like if you think about
What is he trying to
features that
explain
we
right now,
released,
though?
Since launch of the game, like right after we launched, we released the competitive system.
Okay.
We released the arcade and crossplay. All of those things kind of change the way people think about and play the game. And so part of like a living game and a living experience is to continually be releasing content and features like that. And then,
No, it's not
like the last part about
just
that is
content and features,
we really
arbitrary stuff.
want the game to have a connection
You gotta keep
to the real
changing the
world
way
and
the
to kind of
game
reflect
plays, not
what's
just
happening
add more
in the real world.
features.
We love that our game is set actually.
Having a competitive scene that got stale when that's the entire point people played the game. Even quick play is competitive, but changing the dynamic of that game, the core game, is what keeps it interesting. That's what adding heroes does. That's what adding new maps does. It changes the way you play the core game that everyone showed up for. And they just stopped making any changes. They're trying to find this perfect balance that doesn't exist. You should just have a constantly changing meta like a lot of other competitive games do. That's a living game. Just constantly tweaking and changing stuff to make things exciting and different. Change things on their heads by making crazy changes to abilities and balance. Not just tiny little tweaks that you can, that are targeting statistical changes. So they just said that they're gonna pick beta people based on potentially their specs that they're using. So hopefully I'll be in the like 1% of people who have a top tier system with a 3090 and 5950X and 32 gigs of RAM and giant multi-monitor setup. Okay, tell us what the feedback is. They're describing a painting when they could just show us the painting. No one wants to hear your people just talk about the fact that there's progress. Tell us what the progress is. Okay, talking about Sojourn, she has a railgun, hyper accurate, high damage weapon. Okay.
The pros are going to be pretty good with that. So, something we were worried about and pretty much immediately came to light. So originally when we were looking at this alpha, we weren't sure how many times we were going to be able to update it. We thought maybe we'd just be able to put it out there and gather a lot of feedback and then maybe move on to beta. But pretty quickly we were just like, okay, we need to patch. We need to make updates to this. We need to respond. We need to iterate.
Okay.
So we've actually been able to do that.
So they're so far just making excuses for why it's taking so long. This is just Overwatch 2 excuses stream.
Right on. Well, I do wonder how frequent the bug fixes are currently in the alpha.
No one
What
cares.
does the turnaround time
Ah.
from feedback/complaint to the fix look
This
like?
is not.
It sort of depends. We
Yes, the thought of
like I said, we had the
Super
first patch
Dive as a
today,
d.va
but
main.
actually, that's not even really true.
Yes.
We had a really small
Excites me,
patch,
but
I think, on Monday.
This
So
this
we
doesn't
were
sound
in
like
this case,
questions that were taken from a community source.
Yeah, so,
This sounds
a lot of
like
it depends
corporate
on
PR
not necessarily sort of the
department
tech side and how often
put
you
together a
use
list
it
of
for
questions
things. A
to
lot of it's sort of,
alleviate
getting
strain
the feedback
from
and discussing it and talking about what
the
we wanna do
consumers.
and
But like,
how crazy we
that's
wanna try things.
obviously
Sometimes
boring stuff.
we're trying.
I don't think these are
We have
any of these
practices,
questions.
really
None of these
focus
questions
on
are what
saying,
people
hey,
who are
we
watching
need
this
to
stream right now are
try to make
asking.
small
This is
changes,
just
maybe
them
we won't
giving
make
themselves an
but if we make,
excuse
like,
to talk
a big
about why
change
things
that
are taking so
I think
long.
is maybe even too strong. That's more sort of powerful.
Yeah,
feedback
maybe
than
they
negative
did
feedback.
include
You can get a lot
some
more,
community questions later. We'll see.
Like this only works in our ult now and stuff like that. And those are kind of like low-hanging fruit things that we can change. And then it comes to a hero like Doomfist. You're like, well, what do we do? This guy's sort of built on crowd control.
I don't think anything's wrong with
easy
crowd
to
control.
basically go in there and change probably a lot.
Doesn't
of his
feel
kit,
good,
or
but if you're
really reduce crowd
smart,
control
it
on how
doesn't.
he function, which is hard to sort of combo-based hero, or move into a tank role, and you know the tanks are where we're kind of allowing the crowd control and hard crowd control to exist. So he sort of maintained a lot of this feel in his kit in that role.
So the only one who's going to counter another
Kind of what we ended up going with it.
a mobile
Worked really
tank
well.
is
So, but, yeah,
another
as Aaron mentioned
tank.
earlier, it has led to some scary issues with heroes that we knew were.
How is d.va going to do CC then?
The rest of what's coming, you know, like this is going to be such an exciting time for our community, for our players, for the team. We're so excited for it. We can't wait.
Oh,
to
so
bring you
excited.
along for
So
the
excited.
journey. We can't wait to get in front of you more, talk about the game more, talk about some of the things that are coming and our
Yes,
insights,
Paige,
the feedback and
this
changes that we're
you
doing.
summed it up. This is
Thank you so
this is
much
like
for
a meeting that could have been an email.
Have a great
That's
day.
exactly it. I'm so done. Yeah. The meeting that could have been an email. Wow. Thanks for giving me a title for my video, because I'm still going to upload this. The title will be Don't Watch the Meeting That Could Have Been an Email. But thanks for coming out, my wonderful two commenters, England and Paige. And I'll see you sometime in the future. Should have been an email. Peace.